Hello and welcome to the world of EDC. My name's Jeff and today we're going to be reviewing the Kizer Feist S35VN steel front flipper. Very interesting knife, and before I get into it I just want to say that this knife to me is one of the more interesting designs that's come out in a while for me personally. When I first saw it with the carbon fiber and just, you know, the like what they call a modified Warncliffe blade, being on bearings front flipper, I was just super interested, and I've been carrying it for a little while, put it to a little bit of use, and I feel like it's time to just do my EDC review. And if you guys are new around here, I don't review things traditionally like other reviewers do. Other reviewers are more interested in specs and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And for me, I only am interested in how it carries and how it accomplishes EDC tasks. That's what is interesting to me, and so that's the way I review knives. This knife, for me, is absolutely perfect for the way it carries. The size of it, it fits in your pocket perfectly. If I'm criticizing one thing, it could have a more deep carry clip, but Kizer really seems to like these clips the way that they have them, and I'm not completely opposed to it. And every once in a while it's nice to change up from a deep carry pocket clip, if I'm being honest. But for me, I like being a little bit more discreet, and this knife does leave about that much, the two screws obviously sticking out of your pocket. So if somebody's actually looking for a knife, they're gonna see that you have one on you with this one. It's just kind of the way it is, and so that's just something to keep in mind when you're carrying this knife. The blade shape's really the reverse Tanto, Warncliffe, modified, whatever you want to call it, to me is great. S35VN is, to me, my favorite blade steel that is on the market right now. I feel like you can find it reasonably priced. It holds an edge really well. It's not terribly difficult to sharpen, especially considering that I never really give a knife the opportunity to get to the point where it needs to be reprofiled. I just strop it up, put it back in my pocket, and it's ready to go for what I typically ask my knives to do. I did carry this knife with a beater, because it's so pretty to me that I just didn't want it to, you know, be completely beat up when I can put a $40 knife to, you know, the scratching and wear and tear on a knife. Sometimes I like the patina that a knife gets after being used hard, but for me this one's more of it makes me happy to carry it, open packages, you know, envelopes, cut open something, that kind of thing. For me, this knife is not meant for, you know, hard use. Could it be hard used? Sure. I wouldn't want to take this out into a field and try to cut down a tree or anything like that, but it's definitely can do some hard cardboard cutting. It has a great blade shape, and it's thin enough behind the edge that it's a breeze through cardboard, and it does a good job. Lightweight. It just feels really good in pocket, and for me, it's a win for carry as far as that is concerned. As far as everything else that I look for in a knife, ergonomically, it's very simple. A little bit of jimping right there about where your, let me see if I can get that in the frame there, where your thumb's gonna fall. Nice grip when you hold it. I forget what they call that, baseball bat grip. The one thing I will say is I am left-handed, and getting into this lock bar, you kind of have to, for me, I have to squeeze the fat of my thumb in there to get that liner lock to disengage. However, if you're a right-hander, which I am not, you can literally just fit your thumb in there and it works just fine. But that's the only criticism I will give this knife, is that it's not the most friendly left-handed knife, but it's completely doable. It's if I had to nitpick, that's the one thing that I would say that carrying this knife kind of gave me a little bit of grief over, was the fact that it's not the perfect liner lock for a left-hander. But with all that being said, that's my EDC review of this knife. If you haven't considered one of these yet, for how light it is and how capable it is for an EDC knife, I think that you'll really enjoy having one of these in your pocket. I really did and have enjoyed carrying this knife and doing the use that I have put it to, and I think it's a real winner. And so with all that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next video.